Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Ilia Tetin and I'm going to teach you managerial mathematics this semester. So this purpose of the course is straightforward to provide you with the essential quantitative tools required for intelligent and effective management. We're not studying math for its own sake. We are focusing on its direct applications to business problems, to optimization, to forecasting, to strategic decision making. And think of this as a practical toolkit for your future careers. So let's look at the schedule of the course, and we divide this course into two parts: before midterm and after midterm. So before midterm, it will be part one, linear algebra and matrix methods. We are dedicated to handling problems with multiple variables and constraints. This is mathematics of structure and systems. So the first weeks are dedicated to linear equations and applications in economics. We begin with fundamentals. We'll model simple relationships like cost, volume, profit, or like supply and demand. And this ensures that we are have a shared language before moving to more complex topics. Next, in the weeks starting from weeks 3, we will be dealing with many core business challenges. So you're really solving for just one thing. We'll tackle problems with multiple intersecting variables, such as finding the break-even point for several products simultaneously. Next, we'll move on to matrices and matrix equations. Rather than solving complex systems by hand, we'll introduce this powerful tool for organizing, for manipulating data. We'll learn to represent an entire system of equations in a single clean matrix form. And this is how these problems are solved efficiently in the real world. Further, we deal with determinants. To solve these matrix equations, we need to understand the properties of the matrices themselves. And the determinant is a key value that tells us if a unique solution even exists. It's, let's say, our diagnostic check before we find an answer. We also deal with matrix transpose. We will deal with matrix inverse. Such definitions will be implemented, and we'll show how to effectively use them to manipulate matrices and to find determinants as well. Next, we'll be dealing with midterm exam, and midterm exam stands for 20% of the final grade. 20% of the final grade. We cover all aspects of linear and matrix algebra, and I'll make sure that the tools you have got the tools needed to model and to solve these kind of systems of equations and matrices. So this will be an in-class exam, a closed book. You'll have several problems and just write it by hand and submit. Next thing, before the final exam actually stands for 40 points, and it will include not only the final exam itself, but also the two extra weeks, week 17 and week 18, which are kind of new for this course because we're adding our final exam on week 16. So these 2 weeks for further topics of calculus will be your self-paced. I'll provide you online videos and some activity for you to submit. So let's continue from the midterm. After midterm, we move on to part two, to calculus for managerial decisions. We focus from static to dynamic change and to optimization. And this is the mathematics of what if and what is best. First, we will handle limits in week 9. We start with the concept of a limit, which lets us analyze trends, long-term behavior, and this leads us directly to the derivative, arguably the most important tool in economics. And we spent several weeks studying those derivatives because the derivative represents the instantaneous rate of change. It is the tool we use to find marginal cost, to find marginal revenue, and thus it leads us to optimization. Further, we study advanced differentiation because real world business functions aren't always simple. We'll cover chain rule, um, implicit differentiation, and derivatives of composite functions. These are techniques needed to handle more realistic and complex economic models where variables are deeply interconnected. Further, there will be a week 13 about intermediate limits. We'll address special cases and limits calculations, which are crucial for certain economic models and for ensuring that our optimization analysis are sound. Uh, Immediately after, there will be the couple of weeks on integrals, the antiderivative and definite integral. These are, let's say, reverse process. If derivatives break things down, integrals build them up. So we use the indefinite integral to find the total cost of total cost function from a managerial cost function. We use the definite integral to find the total accumulated value over a period, such as total profit over a quarter of the total customer surplus in the market. Um, Finally, we move on to the final exam, and the final exam will test your mastery in calculus and its applications. And then there will be a self-paced study, which is the new this year. ISU University decided to move on to this kind of opportunity for you, where you have in class for 16 weeks, and the 2 extra weeks are devoted for self-paced learning. So further topics might be like multivariable calculus to give you a glimpse of how to optimize functions with even more variables like production function with both labor and capital inputs. I'll provide you the materials needed and you will finish those by submitting the assignment in week 18. So master this curriculum and you'll be equipped with sophisticated data-driven decisions as a manager. All right, so let's get started.